But it was important to me when I wrote this first book to include my mom in this process. And my mom, she isn't really an English major, but she is in the education space. And so after I wrote my book and I got the manuscript done, I sent it over to her and we went through it 4 or 5 different times. She did the editing process. And so one of the things that I received about a month ago, and I haven't shared it with anybody really because it's meant a lot to me, is she wrote me this letter. I'm going to read it to you because it is a huge accomplishment in my life. And I hope everybody gets a chance to experience something like this. And more importantly, when you write a book, and see, I've written thousands of pages, whether it be for a newsletter, whether it be articles, whether it be content that is distributed to members or clients, but this is the first book. And so the response to this is entirely different. And so the letter starts, "To my son, the author. Ryan, congratulations on your book. I want to be the first person to actually buy it, so please find $20 enclosed." And so I only had a proof copy at the time when she sent this to me, so I signed the proof copy and I sent it over to her. I truly enjoy reading your book, and I am so proud of how far you've come. You've always set goals for yourself and always said about reaching them, whether it be in football or medical school or owning your own company and writing your very first book. Now, there is a caveat there about medical school. I never did get accepted. Now, I tried 47 times, 4-year period, and I always said that I would continue to apply to medical school until I just was no longer interested. That came about 5 years ago. Okay, I really enjoyed reading it and feel honored to edit in the best of my abilities. As I read through your book, I was especially struck by how far you've come. I love that you found a purpose in your life, and that is to inspire others to dream and to reach their own goals. I have found that if you listen and truly care about others, that it returns you threefold. I'm also struck by your ability to tell a story. Of course, you have always been talented at that department. You always made your dad and me laugh, even when you were small, and clearly you have an undeniable charm. In my work, so much is about the story, and you learn everyone has a different story and that everyone has a different perspective, and that's what makes the world go round. Sometimes it's easy to dismiss people, their viewpoints, but each and every one of us has a story to tell, and those stories are powerful. It is through listening to those stories that understanding happens. So not only am I proud of your book, but also what you have said in it. I see a young man who is intelligent and skilled at communicating his point of view. I love you very much and feel blessed to be your mom. Love you, Mom. And so I read this, and there's something inside that wells up, and my tears want to run down my face, and you try to hold them back. But I think it's indicative of everything that I've tried to do in business. And it's always been, and I think there's this progression that you go through as a marketer. First, you're a copywriter, okay? You make promises. Next, you try to get to a point where you're making benefits and delivering on those promises. And ultimately, you start writing content that inspires, that encourages, that gives people a bigger vision of what they already have now. Now, most people stick down here in the sales and promises department, and they never get up into the inspiration, encouragement, getting people to dream department.